Hey guys, welcome back to week 8, CC Cycle 3. We are going to get started with math and we are doing the 14s this week. I went ahead and printed this off of CC Connected, and to do the 14s, we chanted it using horses going to the races, since the tune of this week's chant is to Camptown Races. So it sounds like this. 14, 28, 42, 56, 70, 84, 98, 112, 126, 140, 154, 168, 182, 196, 210. Hey! And that is our math for week 8. For English, we are learning to raise. And so we had some slinkies and we went around and we raised our slinkies. So we're keeping to the tune that we're doing with Missy Wilson. So it sounds like to raise, raise, raise is raised, raising, raised. To raise, raise, raise is raised, raising, raised. And that's how that goes with the slinky. Also noted that this week to raise is actually a regular verb tense, and we've been learning all the irregulars so far. We just slipped this in as a regular one, and we gave examples of what that looks like and to compare. So for history, we have tell me about the Missouri Compromise. In 1820, Henry Clay worked out the Missouri Compromise, allowing Missouri to enter the Union as a slave state and Maine as a free state. And for class, we did motions to this. Most of these came from Stephanie Laughlin on YouTube. Thank you. And it looks like this. In 1820, Henry Clay worked out the Missouri Compromise, allowing Missouri to enter the Union as a slave state and Maine as a free state. And that's how the motions go. In class, we did share a little bit about what this compromise was all about, how it started as 11 states in the South and 11 states in the North. After the compromise, there were 12 states in the South, 12 states in the North, and slavery was actually banned above the 3630 latitude line. And Henry Clay was the one who suggested this. So there you have it, the Missouri Compromise. And that is our history. And that is the baby. Thank you, sweetheart. For Latin nouns, we have the same tune for rise and shine and give God the glory. And we have testimonium, which means witness and testimony. We have lumina, which means light. We have tenebris and tenebrae, which mean darkness. Johannes is John. Okay, so a couple things to note here. As we noticed in class, we had Luke's for the word light last week as well. And today we have another word for light, lumina. So just to clarify, I did research it after class and discovered that Luke's is actually used as the word for like daylight in most Latin references. And they do go hand in hand for light, but Luke's is used for more of daylight. Lumina is like the light of God or a lamp, something that you can get light from, okay? Okay, so I hope that's helpful somewhat. And of course, Johannes is a capital I there, if you're looking in the guide, which looks like a lowercase l sometimes. So Johannes is Iohannes, and that means John. So enough of those details, and this is how the tune goes when you sing it. Testimonium, witness, testimony, lumina, light, Johannes, John, tenebris, tenebrae, both mean darkness. These are Latin nouns. And that's our Latin nouns. For timeline, we have Council of Nicaea. This is where they talked about and how God is actually 3 in 1. So the sign for this, you take your hand like this, and then you show 3, and then as you move it down, it becomes 1. So Council of Nicaea, Augustine, ASLA, Augustine of Hippo. And for that, we do the sign for change because he was converted to Christianity. So Augustine of Hippo, and this is the sign for change. Then we have Jerome completes the Vulgate. So we do a J and then a book like this to represent the Bible, which the Vulgate was the Latin Bible. And then we have Visigoths sack Rome. So we're going to do a V, Visigoths sack. So they're taking all their stuff, and an R for Rome. So Visigoths sack Rome. Then we have the Middle Ages. So for the Middle Ages, it really slows down. And the sign for that, you put your hand out and you take your hand all the way around, stop it in the middle. The Middle Ages. And then Council of Chalcedon. So Council of Chalcedon was where they talked about it being how the nature of Jesus is two, right? Because he is God and man. So, and for that one, we're going to go the sign for 2, or this is the number 2, not a V. 2 and the sign for Jesus. So this is representing his nail-scarred hands. So when we do this, so Council of Chalcedon. And then the last one is Western Roman Empire falls to barbarians. So we take a W and we say Western Roman Empire, move it to the west, falls to barbarians. And then you just look like you're really strong. I need to kind of stand up for that, but barbarians. And that is all of our timeline. For geography, we have states and capitals. This week we are learning, let's see if I can, well, I'll just point here. This week we are learning about Topeka, Kansas. So we're going to start here, Topeka, Kansas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Austin, Texas, and then we're going to go over to Denver, Colorado, and Santa Fe, New Mexico. So Topeka, Kansas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Austin, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Santa Fe, New Mexico. And that is our geography. Science, what are 6 parts of the circulatory system? 6 parts of the circulatory system are heart, arteries, we point away from our body, veins, we point back towards our heart, because arteries carry blood away from the heart, veins carry blood towards the heart. Then we have capillaries. We did this for capillaries because they are the connectors between arteries and veins. So capillaries, and then we have our red and white blood cells and platelets. Platelets do the job of stopping bleeding so that we don't continue to bleed out, like blood clots and things like that. So platelets. So what are 6 parts of the circulatory system? 6 parts of the circulatory system are heart, arteries, veins, capillaries, red and white blood cells, and platelets. And that is all of our memory work for Cycle 3, Week 8. Hope you guys had a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.